Vlogmas day 11. It looks like I'm wearing the same outfit as yesterday. I promise you I'm not, just the same jacket, but we're coming to eat lunch at this little place we found. We've been wanting seafood, so we're at a seafood place. But we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna try to make Kristen John's, but her things Kristen made, cinnamon rolls. So that'll be fun too. All right. Okay, bye. Okay, y'all. So I'm back, and I'm gonna start baking. So basically, I went to the store and I bought this because I didn't have any mixers here, and I really did not want to mix it by hand because that would have taken 35 years. So I'm here to tell you, you do not need fancy stuff like a KitchenAid or anything. All you need is a mixer, and this one's really nice because it has dough hooks. But we're just gonna get on into the baking. Okay, so I was gonna play like her video like side by side so I could do that, but I didn't know like the rules of copyright and all that, so I'd rather just not get into that. But so to start out, you're gonna start with 1 cup of warm milk. She said like about 115 degrees, but I honestly don't have that much of a fancy tool to measure that, so I just put it in the microwave for 30 seconds, let it cool off for a couple minutes, and I feel like that's the perfect temperature for me. And then you're gonna need some yeast, which I got the one that it said on the actual recipe. Sorry, my dog. And you're gonna need 2.5 tablespoons. Let me measure that out really quick because I think 2.5 tablespoons is the whole packet, but I want to be sure because I don't want to mess up the yeast because I'll mess up everything. Okay, so yeah, it's like depending on what packet you have. I have these. They're the Platinum Red Star Superior Baking Yeast, so it's just like about a whole packet of that. I'm gonna let that sit for just a couple of seconds because the heat from the milk really helps activate the yeast. So get down.
Rosie.
No, no, no. Get away.
Rosie.
Sorry, my dog, Hellion. So then I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of white granulated sugar, just right in, and then I'm going to, it's like stuck to this. And then I'm gonna add some melted butter. You need to wait for it to cool down because it will mess with like the chemistry of the dough. So I melted it at 30 seconds. And it was a 1/3 cup, so it's 5.5 tablespoons. So I'm gonna put that in, and then it said room temperature eggs, but I made this before and I've never used room temperature eggs because I don't ever remember to keep them out. So I just take them out of the fridge a couple minutes before I start so they can at least cool down a little bit. But let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything because that'd be embarrassing. Ooh, salt. It's just 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'm gonna do that and then I'm gonna mix it. Also on the yeast, it is 2.5 teaspoons, not tablespoons, because that would be very bad if you did the latter of that. But I'm gonna try out this little mixer. I'm gonna mix together the wet ingredients first. Well, let me just make sure that's the directions because I don't want to lead you in the wrong way. Okay, let me just make sure really quick. Oh, actually, before you mix this, add the flour in. It's 4 cups, and then you're gonna save a 1/2 cup of flour just in case the dough is a little bit too sticky, but I'm just forewarning you, this dough is so sticky, and you're gonna think it's gonna turn out awful, but that's what makes them so soft and fluffy. But I'm just warning you because the first time I made them, I thought they were gonna turn a mess because it was just too crazy for me. Okay. I'm gonna just do 1 cup at a time mixing because then it's way too hectic. So I'll just do a little video of me mixing. Okay, now I'm just letting the dough rest. There's like some residual flour kind of, and that's fine because the dough will soak it up. We're just gonna let it sit for, I think it's 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes, so it has time to soak up the flour and the liquids. So we just put a towel right over it just to let it do that. And then we'll knead it and get on with it. Okay, so I let it set for 5 minutes and it rises just slightly. So then I'm gonna go back in with my dough hook and just knead for a bit just to get the dough like elastic and all nice and beautiful. So I'm gonna do this and then I'll get back with y'all. Okay, this is what my dough looks like after I kneaded it for 5 minutes with the dough hook attachment on my little mixer. So I'm gonna transfer this to a buttered bowl or a greased bowl, but I didn't have another bowl, so we have a pot. This is really low budget baking here. Then you're gonna cover it with saran wrap, and then what I do is I put the oven light on in my oven, and that creates just like a really nice warm environment for it to rise in. And I believe it's gonna rise for 20 minutes, but let me check just to make sure. Okay, so it is okay if the dough is still sticky. As I said earlier, it's just a really sticky dough. So you can just literally take your spatula and it will just come right off. And put it in here. You don't wanna mess with it too much. There it is. It's gonna get all big and beautiful and fluffy. So let me just look how much time it is. 30 minutes. I knew it was 20 or 30 minutes. So I will see y'all back then. Actually, in between, we could probably make the frosting and the filling. So let's do that. Okay, so we're gonna start with the filling. So you start with a whole stick of butter. It says melted, but honestly, I would lean more towards the softened side because one time I melted it, and I might have melted it a little bit too much, but the filling was really runny and it did not turn out right. So I would lean more towards soften because you can always whip it more. And then 1 cup of brown sugar and it will be packed. I do like brown sugar. I really don't think it matters, honestly. And then 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. I just eye it because, you know, sometimes you want a little more, sometimes you want a little less. It doesn't really affect anything. So I did about. And then I just put these attachments on the mixer and I'm gonna get this. Look how cute it looks, honestly. I'm gonna get this mixing on up. Okay, this is how the filling should look. I'm gonna set it in the fridge because I do think it's maybe a little bit too hot in here to keep it out, and I don't want it to get too runny because then it like literally runs out of the cinnamon rolls and it's not a good look. So I'm pretty sure I have like freaking filling on my glasses. So I'm gonna set this in the fridge and then we're gonna get started on the frosting. Okay, so for the frosting, I just did 1 stick of butter and 1 stick of cream cheese. And then I honestly didn't have powdered sugar, so I just blended some. You can blend regular granulated sugar and make powdered sugar. And then I'm gonna add some vanilla extract into there and blend it all together. I think I'm gonna blend together the cream cheese and God dang. Okay, let me not do this. Okay, let me just do this really quick. Yo, I literally made the biggest mess because I used this tiny bowl because I didn't have anything else. So that was a lot. But I did a stick of cream cheese, a stick of butter. I only did 1 cup of powdered sugar because I don't like for my frosting to be overly sweet. And then I added 1 teaspoon of vanilla. It says maple extract, but like I'm not fancy around here, so I just literally have like fake vanilla extract. So that's what I used. But it came out looking super delicious. So I'm gonna let this chill in the freezer and we're almost gonna finish with the rising of the dough. But right now I'm just gonna clean up my counters and disinfect them because when we knead the dough and roll it out on the counters, you definitely don't want your counters to be dirty or anything because bacteria and stuff. So I'm gonna clean those really good and then I'll get back to you. Okay, sorry, I'm all the way down here. I floured my surface really well because the dough once again is really sticky. So I'm gonna plop it out. Oh my goodness, look how pretty it is. Oh, I'm sorry, all the lighting. I'm getting a ring light soon so we can fix the situation, but look how beautiful the dough is. It's like about, I don't know, 1/4 inch thick. Then I rolled it out as much as I could and we're just gonna get to spreading. Okay, so I have a little spatula here and we're just gonna pile this on. I know it like when you're spreading it, you'll think like, oh my gosh, this is too much. But it really like kind of drips out the bottom when it starts to heat up. So you want like a lot everywhere, just so you won't lose that cinnamon flavor. And that's why I also add a little bit more cinnamon to the filling, because it's really easy to lose the flavor of it. So I just want to make sure that that's present, because like it's the whole point of the cinnamon roll. So I'm gonna get this spread, and then we're going to roll the dough. Okay, so now we're gonna get to rolling, and this is why you want to make sure your surface is floured well, because the rolling will literally like it's sticking already a little bit. So you definitely want to make sure, or else you'll have a really difficult time rolling. Like I should have put more flour just to make it easier. So you just want to keep rolling and rolling, yeah. Okay, honestly, y'all, Kristen is seriously like, if I could be like anyone, I would want to be her. Like, she's so put together. Her baking videos are so professional. Me, just put it in a pot if you have a pot. But I'm gonna finish rolling this, and then okay, this looks awful, but I greased a pan with butter. Let me get some better lighting here. I greased a pan with butter, and then I cut them and laid them in there. It's not any pretty, but I mean, they're gonna rise a little bit. I'm gonna cover these just lightly with the towel so they can rise for about another 20 minutes and get all big and beautiful. Then I set my thing to 375, and then we're gonna bake them. Okay, so I already let them rise for 20 minutes, but then you're gonna just take a half cup of heavy whipping cream and just pour it all over them. It looks like it's gonna be a lot, but I promise you it's not. So you just do all over them, and then you're gonna stick them in the oven for 12 to 14 minutes. It really varies on your oven, but I'm gonna see how long mine take, and then I'll let y'all know. But that's it for now. You can just swoosh it around in there. Y'all, they came out so perfect. Wow, look how beautiful. Okay, we're gonna let them cool, then we're gonna ice them, and then we're gonna be done. Yay. Okay, we're just gonna ice them really quick, because I ice them when they're still a little bit hot, because then it doesn't like melt good. And I like it all melty where it seeps into the crevices and all that. So let me show y'all once they're done. Y'all, look how fluffy and beautiful they came out. Oh my goodness. I would try it, but they're super hot, and I want to get this video uploaded. So thank y'all for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'm going to link the recipe down below that Kristen used, just so y'all can reference that. But y'all, they came out so beautiful and gorgeous. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Love you.